Silver up 20.8%. This is Carol from ScrapMonster with your precious metals scrap intelligence report from January 23rd through January 29th, 2026, covering North America and based on the ScrapMonster Price Index. This week, numbers first, then one dominant driver behind the move, plus a short pricing chain feature you need in a volatility week like this, and a tight watch list for next week. The biggest mover, silver. Silver's scrap prices surged 20.8%, closing at $84.98 per ounce. Next up, gold, hallmarked. Broad strength and purity premium. 14 karat is up $171.86 per ounce, 18 karat up $343.71 per ounce, 22 karat up $419.78 per ounce, and 9 karat gold up 9.83% week over week. Gold non-hallmarked, same direction, different magnitudes. 14 karat up $253.51 per ounce, 18 karat up $325.01 per ounce, 22 karat up $396.95 per ounce, and 9 karat up 9.83% week over week. Platinum scrap climbed 6.54% to $1,947.49 per ounce, up from $1,827.91 per ounce at the prior week's open. This week's move was driven primarily by a silver-led speculative momentum surge amplified by retail investors' participation and tight physical supply signals, with gold and platinum pulled higher in the slipstream. Here's what matters. Reuters reported silver breaking above $100 per ounce on January 23, 2026, explicitly describing the rally as a speculative frenzy tied to investor demand and constraints in physical supply dynamics, including recycling, refining friction, and inventory signals. Kitco flagged the same setup just ahead of the surge. Silver was extremely overbought, and the rally was being driven by speculative behavior that looked unstable at those levels. In the meantime, the Wall Street Journal also pointed to geopolitically charged headlines as part of what pushed silver through that psychological level, which is consistent with why the move accelerated so quickly. So why is this the cleanest one-story driver? When silver goes vertical on a momentum plus positioning dynamic, it tends to drag the whole precious complex with it, even if each metal has its own fundamentals. That is exactly what your index shows. Silver strongest, gold broadly higher, and platinum meaningfully higher. No extra narrative stacked. One driver, silver-led momentum and positioning in tight physical sentiment backdrop. In volatility weeks, what matters isn't just spot price went up, it's how that risk flows through scrap programs. This week, you had strong moves in both hallmarked and non-hallmarked gold, but the standout is that higher purity material, especially 22 karat, showed the sharpest appreciation. That pattern is consistent with a market where buyers are prioritizing processing certainty and settlement confidence when prices are whipping around. In plain terms, volatility increases the cost of being wrong, so the market often leans towards forms and grades with cleaner valuations and fewer surprises. That's not a prediction, it's a pricing chain reality that shows up repeatedly when volatility spikes. Two operators save implications from this week. One, this was a broader repricing week, not a niche scrap story. Silver surge was the headline move, but the participation across gold and platinum tells you the complex was being bid as a group, not just one isolated stream. And two, timing risk goes up when momentum is the driver. Momentum-driven weeks can reverse fast. That doesn't mean sell or buy. It means your team should treat quoted numbers as having higher volatility risk and be disciplined about how long you hold exposure between receipt, sampling, and final settlement. Not individualized pricing advice, just operational reality. Two things to watch next week: calendar and structure-based. CME Group margin actions. Reuters reported margin hikes announced around January 30th, with changes set to take effect after the following market close, which can force deleveraging and amplify volatility. The CME clearing notice shows margin requirements increases for silver products around this period, reinforcing that volatility control became a live issue. These are risk mechanics watch items, not price forecasts. To wrap it up, precious metals scrap prices moved sharply higher this week, led by silver, with strength across gold and platinum. This reflects North American pricing based on the ScrapMonster Price Index, and outcomes can vary by region and program. Weeks like this are why we publish daily market briefings, the full weekly reports, and keep live prices and historical charts on ScrapMonster.com so you can separate signal from noise when volatility hits. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.